Hello everybody! Thanks for joining me. I'm Leeann from the Propfolio. Today we're looking at a very common question amongst home seekers that you may probably have considered before as well. New launch or resale? In July 2018, rates for additional buyer's stamp duty, commonly known as the ABSD, for second property was raised from 7% to 12% for Singaporeans, if the first property is not sold at the point of purchasing the second property. Previously, many upgraders preferred to buy the second property before selling their first. After the ABSD increase, many upgraders now find it challenging to do so because the 12% ABSD rates deter many from paying for both the down payment of a new property as well as the ABSD at the same time. To give you a sense of the numbers, let us take this scenario. Mr. Tan is looking to upgrade from a HDB flat to a 3-bed private property, and he prefers not to sell his existing flat first, if possible. Having made some paper gains from his BTO flat, he is considering a new launch at the Florence Residences. The cost of a 3-bed unit costs approximately 1.5 mil. The down payment that Mr. Tan has to pay is 375,000, buyer stamp duty at about 45,000, and the additional buyer stamp duty of 180,000. This totals to almost 600,000. Mr. Tan says, "Oh, I'm not ready to fork out this amount. If that's the case, I think I'll have to sell my HDB first, and maybe I'll go for a resale instead so that I can move in immediately instead of renting. Renting is a waste of money." Sounds familiar? But is that true? Let's break down the costs. So since Mr. Tan is not ready to pay for ABSD, we will assume that he has already sold his flat and there is no need to pay for ABSD. He has narrowed his search to either a new launch, the Florence Residences, or a resale property, Kovan Melody. The pros and cons for both are as follows. If he goes for the Florence Residences, he will likely enjoy capital appreciation, but he will need to wait for the property to be ready in March 2023 and rent in the meanwhile for, say, about 15 months. Rental will cost approximately 2,600 a month, and mortgage interest based on the 30-year loan at 1.15% interest rate is about 290 a month. There is no need to pay for maintenance fee or property tax yet, as this is an uncompleted project. The total cost for 15 months is about 43,000. On the other hand, if he decides on Kovan Melody, he will get to move in immediately. But it is possible that the property may face lease decay, as Kovan Melody is currently 15 years into its lease, and if he were to stay for another, say, 10 years, he would be selling his property when it is in its 25th year of lease, with only 74 years of its lease left. He will not need to pay for rental, but he will need to pay for monthly costs like mortgage interest of about 1,001, property tax of about 100, and maintenance fee of about 350. Being a resale property, he will also have to add on renovation costs of about 50,000. The total cost for 15 months is about 73,000. Looking at these two scenarios, it is not necessarily true that more additional costs are incurred when buying a new launch. I hope that gave you some good insight. If you felt the above was useful, do hit the subscribe button and I'll see you soon.